Previously on Follow the Leader.
So I wanted to write a game that encourages people to do the same thing with text in our world. So it's in this game we're gonna come and we're gonna sit and we're gonna like talk through and redesign and hopefully make a better version of a text that we all know.
So yeah, there's probably a better way to say that we're doing Hercules.
Disney's 1995 smash hit Hercules?
Listen, here's the thing. This movie, as it stands, is Superman. Also, just to give some breadth from the Hades we have in this one, I do want to share the Hades from the Supergiant game. That's the god of wealth right there. The god of glittering things deep in the earth. That's a thunder god.
We now return to your game already in progress.
All right. Hercules. I mentioned over the break that one thing we could have discussed as a potential thing to take out would have been the romance subplot. Because, Hercules and Meg got married in myth, but that wasn't, a huge part of his legend.
Mm-hmm.
Until he murders her.
Which we probably won't have happen.
Nope, let's not do that.
So I wanted to highlight that as a potential thing to talk about about keeping.
I like him romancing Meg, but I want it to feel more real and less like
the hero gets the girl.
Yeah.
I can definitely agree with that.
Maybe not hinge his hero's journey on keeping her from dying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, because that is a question that I had made in my outline. It's like, as long as she doesn't get hurt. So what is the definition of her getting hurt? Is it like a paper cut?
What?
Because it's like that's what it hinges on, is Hercules gets his power back if Meg gets hurt. So it's just like, to what extent does her getting hurt define him getting his powers back?
Hey Meg, take this knife. Can you make a slice in your hand about maybe 0.5 centimeter long? Thanks.
Yeah. If you get a paper cut, that hurts. Go stick it in some lemon juice, that really hurts.
Meg gets a hangnail.
Right?
Oh, I totally forgot that was like a,
It's like the huge caveat. That's why, and then she gets crushed by a falling pillar. After she manages to shove him out of the way, which, hidden muscles.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Make her buffer.
Make her buffer.
Yeah.
Can that be something we wanna improve? Is make Meg more buff?
Could be.
Yeah.
So the Meg in mythological whatever was the daughter of Creon, the king of Thebes, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! So she's a princess.
A princess.
I don't know why I said it like that. But
yeah, the oldest daughter of Creon, king of Thebes, possibly the daughter of Eurydice.
Oh.
Mm.
Let's not even. That's just.
Let's not go there.
Once upon a time there was a road line.
Me frantically taking notes. Suddenly we're doing Hercules meets Hadestown meets
So the problem starts when there's a worker revolt in the underworld.
No, what worker revolt? There literally is no people. There's a skeleton and Kerberos, and that's it.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Don't worry about it.
The underworld is basically not even a place in this movie.
It's
Yeah.
It's I always love the joke in Kingdom Hearts of like, wow, look at how busy this marketplace is, and there's literally no one in the marketplace because they couldn't be asked to animate all those like NPCs just like milling around. And so it's just like, wow, look at how busy and poppin'. It's like, I get the fact that it's like a dead zone, quote unquote, literally and figuratively, but also I would love to see like the Fields of Elysium or something like that, just like something.
Yeah. Oh, so apparently there are 12 Eurydices in Greek myth.
That's many.
That's too many.
A lot.
There's Eurydice the Nereid, there's Eurydice of the Danaid, Eurydice of Argos, Eurydice of Troy, Eurydice, wife of Neleus, Eurydice of Mycenae, Eurydice, wife of Orpheus, Eurydice of Thebes, of Pylos, daughter of King Amphiaraus, of Nemea, and wife of Aeneas.
I just tried to record a podcast with 2 Bens and it was too much. So, like, I don't know what they're doing.
12 angry Eurydice.
I love it.
That's a ludicrous amount of the same name.
Yeah.
In mythology.
Yeah. So at least we don't have to worry about that.
Oh, we should have to worry about that.
We're going, okay, opening montage. Let's go.
Right, we're supposed to play the game.
So I think that what we'll do is, let's say that like the first song is pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
And I mean, I'm just trying to pick out a way to start, because I think it's more interesting to start on how we're going to frame the birth of Hercules than it is how are we going to redo this song. Sure.
So, birth of Hercules, still to Zeus and Hera.
So the first, I said birth, but the first scene in the movie is the introduction of Hercules to the other gods, and this is like how is he framed as like a non-human person? Like,
well, the very, very, very first thing is the imprisonment of the Titans, right?
That is gospel truth.
Yeah,
that's the song.
Yes,
that's the song that we're keeping the same.
Right. The very first point is a narrator explaining a history. The muses come in and explain the history of the pantheon, Titans versus Zeus, aka the gospel truth. And then they do a gospel truth reprise when he's, like, after Hercules has been kidnapped. So, like, the very opening montage is the entirety of gospel truth.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of...
Here's an interesting... If we wanted to tie in some of the Supergiant mythos, because in that one, the destruction of the Titans, the defeat of the Titans is like a major part of the backstory of Hades.
Yeah.
And specifically, how about like Hades, Zeus, Poseidon, Ares, and a few other gods were basically a adventuring party who killed the Titans, and then Hades and Zeus had a falling out, and he started running the underworld. Mm-hmm. And so he was there in myth. He was there for the fights. In the original film,
it was
Zeus is the one who does it.
Yeah.
I kind of like having him that part. Like I enjoy that. I kind of want to bring that in.
I do like the gospel truth, telling the recounting what the history of the pantheon is. But again, I do like it being more nuance to the original story, and then also including the casting out of Hades, just so it's not grouchy uncle randomly shows up at a birthday party a la Maleficent and is just I'm gonna curse you all, it's just that you're okay, well what's really going on here?
Hades is also played by Angelina Jolie in the live action reboot.
I was about to make basically the same joke, but I'm so glad. Mine was going to be about Hades having good cheekbones, but, Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so there's the gospel truth. I actually really like the idea of, the gospel truth, because there's something ironic in saying, this is the gospel truth.
And then lying about it?
Yeah, and then basically, revealing that, history is complicated.
History is complicated and told by the victor.
Yeah. So the history of Hades being knocked out of heaven or whatever the fuck is told by the people on Olympus
Who kicked him out.
Yeah. So maybe the first, like, the last shot of the song and the first shot that we're going to describe here is, I'd love to have a shot of the drawing of lots.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah.
Because that's how it was determined that Hades shouldn't be an Olympus anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
And, like... Oh, sorry.
No, you go on.
I was gonna say, and, like, I like in the original movie, like, the sort of, like, very different art style that they used for this part, like, the very, like, classical Greek, as far as I remember, anyways.
Yeah.
Like, this is what kind of sort of comes to mind, is it's the sort of classical Greek drawings, and, like...
It's like pottery paints, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like pottery. It's like animation of, like, the classical Greek pottery.
Like that one game.
Yeah. Fucking love that. And I would like to keep that shot, so make maybe the shot of the drawing of lots, and then it, like, fades into the... Are we animated? Is this an animated adaptation, or is it a live action adaptation? What do you guys think?
I would say, like, in as much as that, like, because when I was watching this, I was thinking a lot of Assassin's Creed is just, like, you know, that level of CGI animation.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I
Are
like...
we using face capture? Are we using actors?
Motion capture? A lot.
Yeah.
A lot still use mocap, even though it's, like, all CGI.
Mm-hmm.
I mean the kind of like facial capture that, like, is they put the person's face
like
on the
Death
character.
Stranding versus...
Like Death Stranding, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Like Death Stranding versus Dragon Age.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So what do we want to do there?
I did just watch the video this morning of Conan O'Brien giving an otter suit.
I wanted to highlight something that Kelly Turnbull said on Twitter. Kelly Turnbull, a very good artist who did Manly Guys Doing Manly Things, and also a lot of very good transformative comics about, you know, Square Enix's game The Bouncer, and also Giovanni and Lieutenant Surge from Pokemon, and Soldier 76 and Reaper from Overwatch. A lot of very good comics about those pairs. Said that the only person with the head-to-neck ratio to play Hercules in a live-action movie is Letterkenny's Jared Kiso.
Oh my god! Please put an image of this into the chat for all of us. Because I think I know what you're talking about, but I need to make sure that I'm thinking of the correct Peg.
He's got such a big neck.
Yeah, he's got a big fucking neck.
Well, I mean, it's that Tumblr post of Zeus without the beard.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, look, he's a handsome young man, that Jared Kiso. But when he wears a beard, it looks like it's fake.
Oh, yes.
That
is, holy shit. What?
Which thing, are you holy shitting him in general, or him with a beard?
Just thinking both, but also, I'm just sort of holy shitting the head-to-neck ratio of this man.
Yeah, this guy's, he's a wall. That's why he's the toughest guy in Letterkenny, obviously. I don't know how, I mean, he's obviously a very good comedic actor, but he plays the straight man in it.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'd do great. But he's got, when his hair's long, it does the curly thing.
I can see it right on his forelock. That is a very good curl.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure if we were talking about casting that I had to.
Thank you.
You had to bring that up, of course. Thank you.
Yeah.
That was an extremely important contribution to this.
I guess that was one of the things that I was thinking. Is just like, they're all so pale.
Yeah, that's true. Can we maybe that's something we should do away with?
Yeah, I mean, there are Greeks, but Greeks don't tend to look like that.
Yeah.
Which is...
Yeah, Hercules is kind of orange.
He's a little
overall,
orange,
he's very, spray on tan, baby.
Mm.
Yep.
Anyway.
So the first scene in our montage is the last seconds of the song. And then on the pots you see, like, Poseidon, Zeus, and Hades drawing lots, and you see like the silhouette of Poseidon draw like a medium-sized lot and be happy, and you see Zeus draw a long lot and be happy, and then you see Hades draw the short stick, the short straw.
Mm-hmm.
And you see a close-up on his face of like his disappointment, and then a close-up on like Zeus and Poseidon still laughing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
I think that's a good place to like transition to like the normal, I guess, quote unquote normal art style of the rest of the movie.
Exactly.
I like, yeah, it's just like it fading, like it would cut from their faces on the pottery laughing and then fading into like in motion at the party of like Hercules.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I even really like the idea of it like showing that in like showing the same scene like fading into the native art style of the thing, or having the scene transition be in such a way that like it's like an overlay almost.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a shot idea.
Yes.
So to draw off of the drawing lots thing is, they're drawing lots. Hades picks the short straw, and Zeus and him are laughing. And Hades, maybe even it's like tries to put on like a brave face, and then goes and sits at the desk, and then it's like this kind of slow like not montage, but like where it's the same shot, but things start to fade in, where it's just like more and more and more and more papers of souls, and just him getting like ground down by the minutia and the monotony of it, and then it's like,
then he's fucking pissed,
and then he hears the song, the music on Olympus or something.
Yeah.
And like it keeps the continuity of the shot from like he's been doing this for hundreds of years, and then because he doesn't get invited to the christening, right?
Yeah,
which is basically what that is.
Yeah, he just shows up.
He just shows up. So how does
Maleficent, he just shows up.
How does he know about it? Like maybe like a fucking piece of confetti falls down from Olympus and lands on his desk, and he's like, "What is this?
What is this chicanery?
Why is this here? Let me go and see what's going on."
Yeah, I definitely want to be able to like establish better Hades' motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just like, why is he so angry? I would like to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Because he's like a warden and also like a building super.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Keeping the underworld running, and it's a hard, thankless job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his job fucking sucks.
His job fucking sucks. But then that transitions to instead of framing the scene of Zeus showing his kids to the other Olympians from just Zeus's thing, it's like Hades notices it. Maybe then we can cut to the normal, like the traditional, scene framing of that, where it's like Zeus going like, "Look at my kid, he's so great."
I want Hera to be standing in the background, looking extremely unhappy because it's definitely not her kid. Like I want Hercules to look nothing like Hera.
She does. I mean, he doesn't.
I want it to be like extremely obviously not her child.
Yeah.
No, he looks like a carbon copy of Zeus in this scene. Like,
we all know Athena sprang fully formed from his brow, but what if? No.
Hera is bright pink in this movie. In the original, also.
Yeah.
That's fair. I meant is like I want it to be like Hercules has somebody else's features, and it obviously isn't Hera.
Yeah.
Like it looks like Zeus and someone else, but definitely not Zeus and Hera.
Sure. Man, I'm just reminded of how buff Zeus was in this movie.
He's a beefy boy.
Yeah.
Beefy dad. Alright, so he's introducing his kid to the other gods. He's like, "Look at how cool my son is, he's great." Hera's like, "Yes, this boy is in fact beautiful. How beautiful is this child?" Grimace says.
And then I think the next thing is like I love the parade of gods like all looking at him that happens in the original, but I just want to like they're even more inhuman here.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love to see, like, you get a shot of, like, Athena leaning over the kid, and you get, like, a bit of her, like, eyes, but they're owl's eyes. And
yeah, fuck yeah.
You get, like, a little bit of Aphrodite, and she's, like, she doesn't stay the same for the whole shot. Do you know what I mean? Like, she's not settled.
Yeah.
In a form. And, like, so you're going down this, like, line of all the gods, like, coming to say hello and touch Hercules. And then you get it to the end, and you get Hades.
And he's just standing there, he's in the line.
He's in the line, and everyone's like,
it's like, why are we queuing? What's going on? I'm just gonna queue because everyone else is.
Like, oh, and there's a child.
Because this is a funny and irreverent thing, there's probably a shot of him, like, checking his watch.
His sundial watch.
His sundial watch.
It's this huge long line. He actually, yeah. What if it's like the line goes all the way down Olympus?
Oh, to the ground?
Yeah, and he like is at the back of it, and is like,
because he's like, I don't know what's happening here.
Yeah, and he's like, what are we in line for? And they're like,
he climbs out of the underworld intending to storm through Olympus, and he runs into the back of a line.
This is traffic jam.
I love it.
And he could be like, I'm good, and he just cuts in line, and everyone yells at him. People get annoyed, but it's like who's gonna stop him? They're more mad that he cut in line than the fact that he's there.
Yeah, love it.
I think this all has been in montage with like the theme from the opening song like still going under it, but no singing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think this is where we oh, I just forgot his name. Hades facing Zeus with a baby between them is where we pick up the actual story.
Mm-hmm.
So, in Kubrick, the way we talk about character is the same way we talk about the story as a whole. So, we give them one visual cue from the text, in this case a movie, and we add one new visual cue from what we've discussed earlier. And we also name one thing we want to keep about the character from the original text and one thing we wish to add. I think we've hit a lot of these before, but it's a good thing to just like hit in just a quick reminder.
Yeah. Hit it as a quick reminder, but also like write down as its own like thing.
Yep. So I'll keep oh, thank you for already writing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I love the fire hair.
Mm-hmm.
It's
oh
good.
my
It's
god,
good.
yeah,
It's good fire hair.
It's very good.
So let's put that as the visual cue we want to keep.
Yeah.
Cool. What's a visual cue we want to bring in?
Mm-hmm.
Beefy.
Yeah, we could. It could have the fire hair with the costuming from Supergiant Hades.
Cooler costuming.
Yeah, can we...
For sure, yeah. Cooler character design as a whole.
I love the costuming in the Supergiant. Can we describe it for people who maybe haven't seen it?
Yes. So Hades in the Supergiant game, he is extremely broad-shouldered and tall.
Mm-hmm.
He has black sclera and yellow irises.
Mm-hmm.
Always a good look.
Very cool look. He's wearing like a red toga with a white sash. And golden wrist guards, like bracers, and also a lot of jeweled rings. He's got like a skull pauldron. They don't necessarily have to keep that. That's like a recurring motif in the Supergiant game is people with skulls on their shoulders. He's got like a big belt covered in jewels.
Yeah, kind of also more emphasizing the fact that he is god of like riches and the underworld as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's not just Land of the Dead.
Yeah, totally.
Ooh, I really like that. I like him having beefier, and I love him having like a red and white sash, and not just being all blue-gray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The thing I'd like to keep from the text is how incompetent he is. Like, not even incompetent isn't the right word, but like he's a bit of a mess.
Yes.
Let's be honest.
How frazzled he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, frazzled. I think is a great word for it, especially with this new like depiction. Because in the original movie, like the underworld doesn't seem like it is moving very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It's like there's like the river Styx, and there's you know, all them souls in the juice,
Mm-hmm.
In the death juice, but like
Death juice.
he's like not doing
All about that juice.
All he does is like scheme and yell at at Pain and the other one, Panic. So like let's show the underworld is like constantly needing to be like
attention.
upkept.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's like, even as he's standing in the line, he's like checking his sundial watch and like, I don't know, a rock that looks like a cell phone. Or like he's answering like a pigeon.
It's an iPhone, but the screen displays in the same sort of like
Pottery aesthetic.
pottery aesthetic. Yeah.
I love it. Oh, I love that.
It's got a glowing olive on the back. Because everyone knows that the height of comedy is showing Apple products with a different fruit.
Yes.
It's true.
But-
it absolutely is 100% true.
If it has an sorry, this is outside the realm of Hercules, but if it has an olive on the back, does that mean that Athena is whatever is the
Steve Jobs.
Steve Jobs?
Yeah.
We show Athena with a black turtleneck.
And we never bring it up any other way. It's just she's wearing a black turtleneck in the beginning. Wait, I think that's actually extremely funny.
Am I allowed to tweet that?
Yes, please.
Sure.
Yes. We'll retweet it, but only after this episode drops.
No, I'm retweeting it right now.
No, I mean like
The
our
official,
podcast.
yeah.
Yeah, the official podcast Twitter will retweet it after the episode drops.
All right. New discovery in this recording: Athena is Steve Jobs.
Out of context, follow the leader content.
All right. That's Hades.
We figured Hades out.
And like he's like looking over his shoulder, like making sure that it hasn't exploded behind him.
Uh-huh. Now let's do Zeus. Same shtick.
I do like him being this like weird beefy jock dad.
Mm-hmm.
Like visually at least. But maybe make him like a little sleazier.
Mm-hmm.
Like slick his hair back.
You look at him and this man would fuck a swan.
No, he would fuck as a swan.
Yes.
Remember, he was the swan in that situation.
Oh, that's right. He was the swan.
Untitled Goose Game, but it's about being Zeus.
That's a rough one. Yeah, honestly,
Press Y to shout, "Someone come fuck this."
Honestly, Supergiant Zeus is not like super visually interesting.
Mm-hmm.
He basically looks the same. So we can just bring in our own stuff.
I do like that his beard is like a little bit cloudier, and he does have like some lightning bits to him, which like there's nothing in the Hercules gods that like links them to what they're actually gods of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's sometimes when, like, it sort of pops up where, like, you know, he's got the, the rattle or something that, like, looks like a little lightning bolt or something. I remember there being some visual element that was like, oh, haha, that's clever, but then, like, it never shows up again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, these gods, some of them had more attention paid to their design than others.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his design in Lore Olympus is borderline jock meets suit, and it just doesn't have a beard, but he's got really long, luscious hair.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, yeah, you weren't kidding. Some of these definitely have more attention. So this one's obviously Bacchus.
Or Dionysus.
Yeah.
Or Dionysus, yeah. That's, I think, the two names for the same god.
Yes. Oh, there's Poseidon. I was wondering why Poseidon wasn't there, and he's there.
Yeah.
I love his beard! It's a fishtail!
It looks like a fishtail! We gotta keep that.
He's got a thin mohawk. It's a hell of a thing. I do love Poseidon in the Supergiant game.
Can we talk about Apollo?
You look at him, what a dick.
He's dark purple. He is got a glowing fringe on his helmets.
Like, is this supposed to be Ares?
Yeah.
Next to Athena?
I think.
No, Ares is the anti-Semitic one in the background.
Yeah. But,
Oh, okay.
like...
Is that maybe,
Not Ares. Yeah, Ares in this one is hardly in it, and he doesn't look good.
He's the one at the level of Aphrodite's boobs.
yeah.
With the helmet that doesn't fit on his head for whatever unknown Spartan reason. I don't know.
Yeah, And there's Demeter in the background with the leaf hat.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Athena's in the background with the owl.
At least she's holding an owl.
Yeah. There's Helios. That might be Persephone with the flower crown.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be Persephone.
Mm-hmm. This is Poseidon from the Supergiant game.
Oh yeah.
He has a cool seahorse like
Oh,
thing
he's,
around
like,
his head.
cool and sexy. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
he's
that.
dope. He's got his hair is water, like bright green seawater. He's a chill dude. In the Supergiant game, all of his powers let you knock people around.
I do like the fishtail. I do like the fishtail beard though of the original Hercules.
I love the fishtail beard.
Like it literally like looks like a mermaid's tail would in like a silly design. It's great.
His eyes wig me out though.
Yeah, he's like pissed off.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, Poseidon or not Poseidon. Zeus. We were talking about Zeus.
Yeah.
Yes, Zeus. Make him sleazy. How do we make him sleazy?
It's as easy as also like just changing the way that he smiles.
Mm-hmm.
He's like
Yeah.
mannerisms.
Yeah.
He's like, hey.
No, that's weird.
It's like his hair back.
Yeah. What?
Like he can have long hair. Maybe give him like a sleazy like ponytail that's like a little too slick.
Mm-hmm.
It's clouds though, right?
It's the back of his hair could be clouds, but like have his hair be like totally slicked down to his head until it hits his ponytail and then it puffs out behind him.
What? So now I'm imagining the dude. What if he's got a bathrobe?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Yes.
He's just wandering around in a bathrobe because he's like, this is my kid.
This
The
is my
kid just got
house.
born. I don't have to be look. This is my house.
He's got leopard print shorts. You know, all that stuff. He's got a bunch of electric guitars on his wall.
Exactly. What I actually like the idea of like he's wearing a bathrobe, but like it's open. He's shirtless and he's wearing a pair of cargo shorts,
Mm-hmm.
fantasy cargo shorts,
And flip flops.
and flip flops. Absolutely.
It's the dude.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Still weirdly charming, but also kind of a sleaze.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And so that's what he looks like. You're like, hey,
Come look at my cool kid. I love him.
he's my kid. You got a beer. Oh, look, haha, I'm giving the beer to a baby. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. That's Zeus.
That's Zeus. Sounds legit.
And then like when he sees like, part of me wants to be like, yeah, when he sees Hades, he's like, oh, it's my good brother Hades, you know.
Yeah, like he doesn't understand.
Yeah.
That he didn't invite this guy.
Like that's
Yeah.
like similar to what's like in the movies, just kind of like, oh hey, you made it, cool, wow, haven't seen you in a while, ha ha ha, and he's just like immediately jokester dad, you know.
Yeah.
I've been busy
Yeah, I've been busy.
with work.
What did I write down? Hades says, unlike you guys lounging about, I have a full-time gig that you gave me. So it's like, I don't have time to just sit here and party like all of you. I have a fucking job that's like consistently busy.
You know, I have a fucking job, unlike you freeloaders.
Millennials. No, sorry. Yeah, I mean that's like
I feel like Hades is like the millennial here. Like thankless, long hours, definitely not like it doesn't pay well. Doesn't pay at all. It's just his job.
I mean he is covered in jewels and gems and gold.
He's covered in jewels, but like he just gets those.
He's the working class boomer who has to rely on Hercules for the communist revolution to come and free him.
Ooh. Now that's an interesting angle.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So what are we doing with this now? We've set the characters, right?
Yeah, I think these two are the more important ones that we'd want to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's the next step here, now that we've determined these characters?
So, the next step is that we just keep talking, and remember to take a token when you add a new detail.
Oh, shit.
So we should all have at least 2 by now.
At least, yeah.
The token system in this game is loose. Mostly it's to ensure that you're doing small things first.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Its main rule is like it's like I said, it's loose, but the idea is that like you need to do small detail flipping before you get to like
change the plot wildly.
Yeah. And the token system is there to ensure it.
Perfect. Alright. So we have our tokens now, and the token pile is... I like that the tokens in this are like the FTL logo.
Mm-hmm.
It's cute. I created that in 20 minutes in Adobe Illustrator.
It's nice, yeah. I set up this game for Flotsam, and I figured we might as well just reuse it.
Yeah. And I like how it's now just called FTL Token Games. Like, yep, that's good. Sounds good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. What are we doing? Are we progressing with this scene?
Yeah, I mean, now we got some tokens to spend, so you can start spending them as you want. Since we all have the PDF, there's the list on page 8. But in general, we should just keep asking each other questions and talking about it. But this is a good pace to work for, is that we should always be talking about what's happening, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Zeus and Hades are facing down, and Hades had said, "You gave me a full-time job."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like at that point, probably Zeus is kind of like laughing it off, like, oh, yeah, that's our guy, always working.
Yeah. And nobody gave you the job. It was fair and square.
Yes, sure. But, everyone, all the other gods laugh at something that Zeus had said, and it's just he's obviously, the favorite god in this interpretation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just oh yeah, we all love him, he's good and funny, woohoo, party.
Yeah.
And he's like, I think Hades just because he's like, and you couldn't even invite me to this party. That shows what you think of me.
I feel like up until this point, Zeus hasn't realized that he did not invite, this guy,
whoever he is,
this guy,
Zeus voice, and this guy,
whoever this guy is, and that dude, part of me almost feels like maybe Zeus didn't invite anybody at all, just was shouted over Olympus, "Hey guys, come look at my kid."
Yeah, I was actually just gonna say that. He's people knew to come, and any dysfunctional family interaction frames it as if it is the aggrieved person's fault.
Yep. Well, I can't believe you didn't know that I was having another kid, or having another kid.
Well, Athena's right there.
Yeah, it's Ares and all of them.
Yeah.
I think you get a little bit of people
talking
in the background going I wonder what he'll be god of.
Ooh,
yeah. I love that, actually.
Gossiping about domains.
Boy, this really is just fucking Sleeping Beauty.
Yeah.
It's what?
Sleeping Beauty.
Sleeping Beauty. Maleficent.
Right. Who decides that kind of thing? Is that a thing that we're putting focus on? How domain? Because Hades drew a lot, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they were still carving up the world, so to speak.
Yeah, and how do they set that kind of thing up now?
I feel like maybe it's not so much a birthright, but it's just something that becomes clear as the child god gets older.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Sure. So it's very YA fiction in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On your 18th birthday, you are assigned
a pantheon. You're assigned a domain.
Mm-hmm.
I was even not even thinking it's like a specific time frame. It's just as this child ages, they start to show traits of being affiliated or having an affinity for something specific.
That's literally Divergent, though.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, so I didn't steal an idea because I don't understand.
Divergent is do you tell the truth? Do you jump off things? Do you give things to your friends?
It's Harry Potter, but edgy.
Or do you do you like facts? Those are your only choices.
Or do you just not fit in anywhere? Oh. Are you Divergent?
Divergent. Lord.
And if you don't fit in anywhere, you get the power to resist drugs.
Guys, that book was something else.
Ugh, incredible.
I too want to go to a colony where everything is about how edgy you are.
They killed my favorite character. I stopped caring.
Oh no. Rip.
That's YA for you. Anyway. Where's my TTRPG where you just combine a bunch of YA tropes and make a new book out of it? It's literally, I was gonna say the publishing industry.
Talk to me in a month.
Great, good.
I already have 2 hacks of Kubrick in the making, so.
Good. Delightful.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
We're not gonna get through this whole movie.
No.
Yeah,
No, we're not. It's fine. We can do a second recording session if we have to.
That's probably what we'll have to do. We should at least a little farther today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, at a certain point, definitely, the discussion, quote-unquote discussion, that is definitely, an argument, becomes apparent to the other people at the party, and,
Mm-hmm.
Or, maybe it doesn't. Maybe it is just something's weird with the kid now. I wonder what happened here. Is it poison?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so does Hades poison him in this one?
As opposed to, what other option?
I don't know. Well, so if Hercules in this one is not the son of Hera, as well as the son of Zeus.
Right. I mean, are we gonna go as far, do we want to start that disruption right now? Because I will spend that token and just be hey, this could also be Hera. Is Hera teaming up with Zeus? I mean, Hades?
Oh, I kind of love that.
Spend your token!
I'm gonna spend my token.
That's interesting.
I love that.
That's a great token use. Hell yeah.
So Zeus is annoyingly obtuse.
Mm-hmm.
Hades gets frustrated and leaves Olympus. Hera follows him and is that kid isn't even mine.
I love this.
Zeus is flaunting his infidelity all over the mountain. And he doesn't even care about the work that you've been putting in for centuries at this point, millennia. I guess Hera is the vindictive one, isn't she?
Oh, she is so vindictive.
And she's he is not my kid, but he has the divine spark. So if, usually this sort of thing happens naturally, but what if we could influence him into becoming the new king of the dead?
Ooh.
Spend your token, that's so fucking good.
Hey guys, we're good at this game.
Hades, you've been working so hard for so long, don't you think that you deserve a break?
Fuck yes.
Get this boy out of my life, and you can get a successor. Yeah. So that's a token.
That's a token for sure. Goddamn.
This is delicious.
Hey guys, we're really good at this game.
Yeah, this is fun. Playing a character and telling I'm too dumb for the cerebral part of the analytics at the beginning, but this I can understand.
The cerebral part is mostly just me being a lit major. You could ignore it if you need to.
It's a mood.
No,
yeah,
totally.
listen.
I get it. I have so much respect for people who can look at a text and pull out like interesting like things. But I do that all that shit by feel. I don't even know how to think about it.
Love my English degree. Love to put it to good use sometimes.
I also do that shit by feel. Like, this has been a little difficult for me, but I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, telling stories.
Yeah, I like how it's, Ben and I have that lit background, and then the two of you are just like, by feel.
We're just like, how does this evoke emotion?
Yeah. So Hera is the one who goes, who like... Here's the question. Do Pain and Panic exist in this continuity?
I don't care for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really care about them or for them.
No.
Yeah.
They don't add a lot, especially if we're going to be removing the need for Hades to have lackeys in that sort of fashion.
Mm-hmm.
Because then, again, like, when it comes to dealing with Meg and influencing, or, like, keeping tabs on her, that can now be, like, Hera's job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, that makes sense. I mean, Hera's the god of marriage. Like, her getting Meg as, like, her being the one who holds Meg's contract is...
Yeah.
Also, like, Meg being, like, Hera's lackey.
So much better.
I like that.
One thing that I do like about the Supergiant Hades game is Hades' lackeys are dead Greek heroes.
Yeah.
Orpheus is his court magician. Achilles is the one who teaches his son how to be a warrior.
Hey, question. Jumping off that, all of Phil's dead heroes, can they be all of...
Like, working for Hades.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like mini-boss squad. Sisyphus is a pretty major character, and it's all of those people who like were in the underworld all work for him, basically.
Hell yeah.
Is that token-worthy spending, or is that just,
I think that doesn't seem like a major detail.
As far as using them, it's a you would gain a token, like it's a reference to another text.
Okay.
Yeah, the small moves for reference are reference other text, reinforce a sensory detail, transmute a detail into something else, give a line or action more context, pull an element from the source text, strengthen an existing connection, illuminate a minor event, give a textual relationship more history, or highlight a contradiction.
Cool.
So that's a good list to look at if you need inspiration for what needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's the potion that he makes.
Mm-hmm.
Also, what about the prophecy of the fates?
Yeah, I think it's a good, like, being able to use them in such a way is just like, well, my needs line up with Hera's, and I need him out of the way, or at least on my side, because like it's like, I guess the line of the prophecy is if Hercules rides into battle, he's doomed, but like it could still, like, in which case, like, if he rides in opposition to Hades, I was like, if he rides into battle on the side of Hades, then, like, does that mean now Zeus would be guaranteed to lose something that Hades would be interested in exploring?
So what if in this movie Hades is Hercules' fairy godfather?
I kind of love that. But, like, kind of an evil fairy godfather, so it's like,
yeah.
What's up, kiddo? What's up? I'm gonna be, hey, check this thing out. It's not great, but, like, imagine.
Yeah, I have this image in my head of, like, when Hades is feeding, to jump back into, like, describing our actual movie.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
There's a moment where, like, we cut from the conversation between Hades and Hera to Hades sneaking into Olympus to feed the poison to the baby.
Well, actually, that was another question I had.
Like, would that be Hera doing that?
Why doesn't Hera do that?
Well, I think because she's keeping Zeus busy.
Eyebrow waggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gesturing at a veil.
So in the original film, Pain and Panic bring the potion to Hercules, and they get him to drink most of it, but the Pegasus stops them, right?
No. What happens is that they sneak in. Hercules and Pegasus are curled up in their little cradle sleeping. They kidnap Hercules and they bring him down to the mortal realm, and then they feed him the potion there. They're interrupted by the arrival of the farmer couple.
Oh, okay.
And then they get, like, kicked away, and the bottle breaks, and a single drop remains.
So I'm thinking to play my token. Like, we see Hades have a moment of, like, he's holding baby Herc, right?
Yeah.
And he's kind of like feeding. He has, like, the poison is in, like, a bottle.
Yeah.
Like,
just like the original.
Yeah, and he's, like, holding the baby, and you can see him have a moment of tenderness.
Yeah.
Like just.
And that's when he decides, like, this kid's gonna be my successor, actually.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't know, maybe it'd be kind of nice to have a kid around the place.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. So let me elaborate. So Hera's idea was like, yeah, get Hercules out of here. What if she thinks, kill him, and then he can be the king of the dead? Truly.
Yes.
Then Hades is like,
I can't kill this kid.
I can't kill an infant, yeah.
So what if one of the conflicts of the movie is Hera thinks Hercules is dead, and Hades is the one who knows he's alive?
I love it.
I love it.
Yeah. So, like, he gets, like, he's talking the baby and feeding it the poison, and he knows that he has to feed it. Like, Hera, who gave him the poison, it was like, you have to feed him every last drop. Right? Because
so he's, like, in the middle of feeding it, and he just stops.
And he's like, you know what? I'll just put you down on Earth, right? And he's probably...
Oh. So this is reinforce a thing,
yeah.
A detail. Hades he's feeding the bottle to Hercules, right? And then it flashes back to Hades drawing the short straw and having the decision made for him, effectively. And it's like, I am deciding this kid's life, just like my life was decided for me, and I don't want to do that.
Oh,
that's what makes it. I love it. It's so good.
Like, who, like, you know, I'm pissed off about my job and nobody thanks me, but who am I to shove that onto somebody else?
Who might have shoved that on a literal infant?
Yeah. Like we gesture to choice and agency as like a pivoting, like a thing that Hades felt he was denied and is in turn in the act currently of denying it to someone else. And that's like the crux of his like
decision here.
Yeah, his moment of clarity. How does that sound?
Love that.
And so then he's like, kid, you're gonna have to figure it out, and puts him down on Earth, and then the farmers find him, and then in that instance, it is the beginning of Hercules.
And that's when we, I guess, are referencing Superman a little bit here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I think we can do the whole, like, nice farm couple finds a weird thing in their field.
Totally.
I love it.
I also love.
Oh, do I get a token for that? Small move.
Yeah.
Referencing another text.
Yeah. Remind me when I get a token.
I'm going to give you one. I think you pretty much gained one.
Okay.
I just gave you one.
I like the image. So Hades, like we said, he's got like the toga. I also would love him to have like a big cloak. I'm like seeing him as this like big spire, basically, in the middle of this field, like away from anyone. And like he like looks over and he sees all of the people of Greece like living their lives and making decisions. And he almost never sees these people when they're alive. And yeah. And so he puts the baby down in the middle of the fields and, I don't know, sinks into the ground or something.
I kind of dig that just as an image, just him just like fucking bye, just sinking into the floor.
I just also like it could be like just, he's made of shadows and it's just something where it's like shadows and little ghostly bits just kind of like come up and wrap around him and then just like that sinks down, because otherwise it just kind of looks kind of weird if it's just him sinking into the ground.
Yeah,
well,
totally.
yeah, no, there's definitely some like fun like particle effects in there.
Mm-hmm.
There's like maybe this cool thing where like he like slinks back into a shadow, and the last thing you see are his eyes in the dark, and then they fade.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I like
Good
there's
shit.
like shadows like up against something, and you see like ghostly or skeletal hands coming out and pulling him back in.
Yeah, I like that motif a lot because that's kind of, like very similar to the river.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's like bits of the river coming out to pull him back, or like licking up, like little waves coming up.
Have we decided that the river still like that weird green color?
Yeah.
In one shot, it's blue at the beginning, when it's like, you know, Hades going back into Hades. It's a bluish color, and then at the very end, it's green. It might be different parts of the river. I don't actually know if one's like Styx and one's Lethe, or one's just a well of souls and who doesn't have a name. Who knows?
Sure, totally. Oh, so here's one thing that might be different. In the original, Zeus, Hercules has the baby blanket with the crest of Zeus on it. Or Hercules has it, right?
He's wearing a medallion.
Medallion, right. What if Hades leaves him something?
Ooh.
Oh.
I'm getting emotional over Hades.
Like maybe he's got like a ring that Hercules like bites and is like, baby
noises.
chewing.
Baby
yeah,
noises.
like gumming on.
Mm-hmm.
And he leaves he takes the ring off and leaves it with Hercules.
Yeah, I love that, like, Hades is...
Maybe like on a necklace.
I know, I think, like, we can... what we see in the movie is we see the ring being left with the baby, and then it cuts to, like, skinny teenage Hercules with the ring around his neck.
Yeah, because it's
Love
way
it.
too big to fit on any of his fingers.
Yeah.
It's a big
Yeah.
ring, yeah.
Then when he comes into his own later, it's when...
The ring fits.
I mean, the ring doesn't fit now, but, like, you know, when he comes into his own later in the movie,
Yeah,
We can
totally.
have a shot of him putting the ring on.
and it fits.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Alright.
Hell yeah. I feel like that should be symbolic too, like when he's like starting to accept his godhood a little bit, but also like interact with Hades more.
Yeah.
Yeah, when the ring fits, wear it. When the crown fits, bear it.
Mhm.
So, because in the movie, in Disney's Hercules, the internal reveal of this medallion was found with you as a baby, and it's got the symbol of Zeus, and then he goes to the Temple of Zeus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do we fit that in with it being a symbol of Hades?
Well, does he have both?
I don't know. I mean, Pain and Panic were, dopey minions, but Hades might have, like, thought to not leave the symbol of Zeus on the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe the ring has the symbol of Hades.
Yeah, but in that case, should we have the same reveal, except this is the ring of Hades, this is the symbol of Hades, and Hercules goes to a temple of Hades instead of a temple of Zeus?
And maybe instead of it being like a symbolic thing where it like, because isn't it like glow or something to be like, this is your destiny or whatever?
No.
Yeah, it's definitely shining.
I mean, it's it's like gold.
It's gold.
No, I mean like specifically in the temple as part of his reveal.
I don't think so. Unless
What
they
if
were like,
Hades just shows up? He's praying to Hades like, yo, what the fuck's up with all this? And Hades is just like, hey kid, what's up?
Yeah, they always know that it's the symbol of Hades, but like they don't tell him because nobody else knows what the symbol of Hades is.
I mean, if I was like a good working Greek farm couple
And found a kid with a symbol of a...
and found a kid with a symbol of death on it, I'd be like, maybe I don't want to tell this kid that,
He's been marked for death.
well, then why would they let him keep it?
I mean, does he like... that's a good question. I mean, hey, writing is hard.
Yeah. Like, if they try to take it away and, like, it, like, doesn't, or the baby starts crying if they try to take it away, because he was using it as, like, a chew toy, so to speak. And so it's just like,
Oh well. No, it belongs to the baby. Let's just like let him keep it, I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
What else can we do?
Yeah, because we can't get it away from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with that, and they just like never. It's like he asks them what it is, and they don't tell him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like,
or they just say like, we found,
it's a family heirloom.
You've always had it. We've always
Yeah.
had it. It's just a part of the family heirloom. It's part of the
Yeah.
family.
Because he doesn't know he's adopted until much later.
Right.
Yeah.
Until the reveal.
Yeah, exactly.
So it could be it's just like, this is it's your grandfather's ring or something,
Yeah.
I mean, could they just like maybe they don't know it's a or like
I mean, like, yeah, it's at that point it's just like, how obvious is it? Is it a gaudy ring because Hades has jewels?
I mean, it's definitely like got a jewel on it. Yeah.
all right, so like
Or is
hey,
it like
but,
a very simple thing? Yeah.
I mean, I can still have a jewel, but not obviously like, be like godly. I mean, these guys aren't expecting like gods to come down and meddle in their lives. Like gods always
Right.
meddle in somebody else's life. Like they meddle with your cousin twice remove's life, or like
Yeah. I never expected it would happen to me.
your friend of a friend fucked a goose.
A swan. Excuse
No.
you.
Swan. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Untitled swan game. Yeah.
Honk.
But like, all right, I have a radical idea.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bring it.
Give it to us.
So like, they're like, we think that your like real family is at the Temple of Hades, right? Not like
Mhm.
you're chosen of Hades the god, but like,
We think that like whoever left you here
Was a
might have
priest?
worked there or like been a part of that clergy.
so like,
Sure.
what if Hades like pretends to be a mortal?
Yeah, I like the idea of like Hercules going into the temple to be like, all right, I would like some answers. And then there's Hades there. It's just like, I'm a normal man.
Mhm.
Yep.
Hello, it's me.
Hello, it's me.
Man, human.
A mortal.
Wait, going back to the irreverence thing, like, what's the most common name in ancient Greece?
Well, they made the joke about Jason. They're like, you remember a few years ago where every other boy was named Jason and all the girls were named Susan? And like,
Mhm.
Jason, you can make the joke because of Jason and the Argonauts. I don't know where Susan came from. But like,
Jason Smith.
right, it's like Jason's common Greek last name, you know?
Totally.
We'll have to be an ancient Greece named Jason.
Jason Smith is my favorite child of Jaden.
Will Smith.
I love it.
But like it'd be like Hercules shows up at the temple and is like, "Hey, where's my family?"
Right.
And
Well, I think we're moving a little further because we haven't had the
reveal.
The need for him to have that reveal.
yeah.
we haven't seen him grow up yet.
Then let's do that.
That's true, yeah.
You're absolutely right. Now that we've figured out what's going to happen, we can lead there.
Yeah, totally. Because it's an original film. Hey, Hercules, he grows up. He's like, I want to help my dad, and oh no, they go to the Acropolis or the Parthenon or whatever they call it, and knocks a bunch of shit over. He's still Hercules. He's still a super strength, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's a constant. He doesn't have like a different power set. He's still right now. He is identical to Hercules Prime.
Bigger Hercules theory.
Earth 1 Hercules.
Sorry.
That scene is like kind of plays up basically the same. The farmers, Alcmene and the other one, his dad, Amphitryon, Amphitryon and Alcmene. They're farmers. They're bringing their stuff to market. He does his thing. Do we have any? How does Hades follow this?
It could also just be in as much as that, Jason Smith shows up in different guises, like, throughout the years.
Oh my god, I love it. He's just fucking stalking this kid.
Yeah.
Just like, hello, yes, I'm an old storyteller who's traveling.
I'm definitely in that kind of concept. I'm definitely seeing like the Good Omens style.
Yeah, I was actually thinking of have you guys ever read The Belgariad by David Eddings?
No.
I don't believe so.
Okay, it was like an old like 70s like fantasy novel. It's not good, so like don't. But like in it there's two extremely old powerful magical beings basically magical people that are trying to protect the royal line of like an ancient king by like raising them as good working farm people in like the sort of vaguely analogous to America setting.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So it's sort of a weird, almost like combination of like Good Omens, but like it's like, you know, hundreds of years. And it's like, they're actually relatives of this person, but like when the final reveal happens, like the main character, his name is Garion, which I stole as my character name, because nobody's ever fucking read the Belgariad, so no one's gonna care about that. As the main character's growing up, this old storyteller keeps coming and visiting the farm and, you know, has this weird interaction with his aunt. He's not really sure what's going on there, but whatever. And it's like, so it's his aunt and her father is the spooky old mysterious storyteller. And like at the actual reveal of like, yes, it is I, your grandfather, and also the most powerful magical being in the world. It's like a big like, oh shit, the old storyteller that I've been seeing for my entire life is actually like fucking Belgarath the sorcerer. It's like that, where it's like it's a constant in the life, but like nobody else knew that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've got an idea for the name of this person. What if I'm looking to see if there's any cities that are named for Hades, because you know how Athens is named for Athena, and he could be like Jason of that city as like a little clue.
Yeah.
I'm seeing reference to a city called Plios. That says Hades was attempted to defend it at one point. Yeah, so
he could have had Athens.
It could have Athens, or just Jason of Thebes. You know, there's a billion Jasons in Thebes.
Mm-hmm.
I think having it as like a reference to Hades in general with like Plios would be good, because like that's a lot of what happens in the original the Disney movie, is that they have so many jokes to Greek mythology, like in particular. It's just like kind of like having that as a little wink wink nudge nudge, because it's like, would it be something that the viewer knows that this is Hades? Probably, you know, like there's like certain characteristics, the same voice actor, you know, the same actor doing the mocap and stuff like that. And so, like having that name is just another
wearing
like
just like fucking the big nose fake glasses,
the Groucho Marx glasses. Yeah,
there we go. That's what I was thinking of.
Right, but like so it's like fairly obvious to the viewer, even though like appearances will change in small ways, that it's the same person, that it is Hades himself. But I like that as like pulling from the reference text in that way of all of their continuous jokes about Greek mythology and like all these small references, that's like, hey, if you get it, you get it. It's like one of those wink wink nudge nudge, get it?
Yeah, I love that. That's good.
I love that.
Mm-hmm. So Jason of Plios, Hades in disguise, shows up in these growing up montages. Is he interacting with Hercules at all, or is he just watching?
I feel like maybe a combination. Like, he's not interacting in any sort of, like, real way. He's not really influencing Hercules, but, like, he's, like, maybe somebody selling at the market who, like, sells him something, or, like, you know, he's interacting in these small ways to, like, get some interaction with the boy, but isn't, like, ever any sort of real influence on his life.
It is not hands-on.
I had the idea that maybe, like, he's trying to, like, be there but keep his distance, but, like, maybe, like Hercules as a kid is, like, nice to him, or, like, goes up to him, or something.
And, like, also, Hercules as a kid is still, like, a klutz, and has a hard time moving in fragile spaces, and so, like, the idea of him being there to, like, steady something that Hercules was about to knock over, and just being like, okay.
Oh, I like that, actually, yeah.
Yeah. An interesting wrinkle with that is that if Hercules doesn't cause as much destruction because Hades is there keeping some stuff straight, he doesn't grow up to be quite as frustrated with himself.
Maybe, like, Hades isn't always there. Maybe Hades is only really there, like, when he can cause trouble like that in public. But at home, he's probably still quite frustrated with how much chaos he's causing.
I bet it like ends up creating this like feeling in Hercules that like other people have to clean up his mess.
Yeah, because it's not like he's doing it in a way that is invisible. Like some small cases, like some small ways might be, but like in bigger ways, it is very visible that there is someone there who does have to clean up. Like when they went to the market in the beginning, and it's just like, there is that pot salesman who's just like, oh, look, everything's broken now. Thanks a lot. Your kid sucks. But it's just like, something like that obviously couldn't be stopped, especially if like, oh, Hades is off stopping something else, something bigger will happen. And it's just kind of like a game of like, this needs to happen because we still know the fates exist within this universe. So at what point is, it's like, they're seen only within the Disney movie as being someone who's there to pull the string and give it a cut and prophesize about the future. But it's like, they know that this has to happen. And so maybe even shots of one of the three fates being like, oh, you stopped this one, but guess what? This one's going to break. I kind of like a visual image of like one of the fates like on various pieces of pottery whenever something goes wrong. But it's just kind of like this subtle image.
Mm-hmm. That actually like fits in with that earlier, like Hades is frazzled by being overworked. Is that like he's trying to stop this inevitable, like, destruction this kid can cause, and the fates are like, you can't.
And the fates are like, haha, good luck, bitch.
Yeah.
I kind of love that. Yeah, that's really good. It's just sort of subtly being there trying to, adding even more to his already overworked life of, like, being extremely frazzled by, everything.
Do you think the fates are like acting almost like vindictive about it, or are they just like?
Yeah, I kind of like that because they're like, "Oh, you think you're gonna mess with us? You might be a god, but you're not all that,"
Yeah,
they have that line. It's like, we know, and they keep repeating it, and it's just like he's now trying to change something, and they're like, "You can't change it. Like we know that this is the course of things."
Yeah, maybe this final destruction of the marketplace where like Hercules knocks over all those pillars. Maybe like it's intercut with Hades being confronted in the underworld in Tartarus by the fates, and them stalling him so he can't come up and stop it.
Yes, I like that.
I love that. Yeah, that's good.
And he's like, I could have done something. I could have stopped him, and it's like. The event has passed. The prophecy will come to pass. You can't stop fates.
Mm-hmm.
Love to make Hades a tragic figure.
I like it. It's like they're like, you can't stop fate. You can't stop us, and they just like.
And then they bamf out of there the way that they do.
Yeah, that's good. I love it. So where are we gonna get the funding for this movie? Because now I kind of want to make it.
Oh, that's a good ass question.
Hey, Patreon.
Patreon.
Just kidding. $50,000 budget. That's a small budget.
That's a pretty small budget.
Yeah.
So
cut it.
Okay, so the destruction of the marketplace happens, and he there's the reveal with his parents where he's like, I don't know what's wrong with me, what's going on, and they're like, son, we found the ring that you wear on your neck, the ring that you've held your whole life. We told you it was a family heirloom, and we think it might be, but it's not from us.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and so you wouldn't see it very often because they're not very common. But this ring, like the jewel is carved, or like there's an inlay of this symbol of Hades.
I like it being an inlay that when you tilt it into the light a certain way, you just like see.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's got that same shot where like he looks at the medallion and it like gleams in the light. Mm-hmm. But in this case, like the ring is being held up to the light, and like the symbol shines through.
Mm-hmm.
Or like maybe it's even like if you hold it up to the light, shining through onto the ground, it'll like project the image.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, I like that, like a decoder ring or something.
Yeah, like it's like a very subtle thing where like if you're like holding it. Like if you like gesture in front of a light where it'll like flash on the wall or something, like it's meant to be flashy and ostentatious, but like he's never done that before, so it doesn't like because he doesn't wear it,
right?
He can't.
It's not even. Yeah, it's like a reflect. Like it reflects out, but it doesn't show within. Yeah, I dig that.
Hell yeah.
And so same kind of deal. He has to venture to the Temple of Hades, which there aren't many, or they're not. They're like shrines to him, like. But there's not like a full temple in the same way that Zeus has a temple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also think that I really want him to have a moment where he's like, maybe I cause all this destruction because I'm associated with death. Like,
yeah. I love that.
I mean, in some ways, it must be really relieving to be like, oh, the reason I don't fit in is because I'm adopted, because I'm not from here. But also, like, maybe it would be better if I did fit in. Maybe I'm coming from someplace negative.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I like this thing that I looked up on the Assassin's Creed wiki about the Temple of Hades. Is it was open only once a year and could only be entered by a priest?
Oh yeah, I do like him like standing outside and like banging on the door because he can't get in.
Being like, hey, I need answers.
And then that's when he hears like a small pop from behind him and turns around to see Jason Smith, Hades. Like, you want to get in, boy?
A part of me wants like Hades to just literally like actually just like show himself as like being Hades here instead of being disguised, just to be like,
I like him, like he shows up like in the figure of like Jason of Plios, and then like as they're talking and like the moon, because it's at night in the Disney movie, and like the moon shifting behind clouds and then the shadows like dropping and pulling away to reveal Hades.
Ooh, that's a good image.
So because in the original movie, right, Hercules goes into the Temple of Zeus. He looks up at this huge statue of Zeus. It gets struck by lightning, and it animates, and Zeus talks through it. Imagine, like, Hercules, obviously super strength, breaks down the door.
Yes.
And, like, walks into the Temple of Hades to see a statue of Hades, right? Tall, imposing, Kerber set aside, and he, like, looks up at it, like, for a sign, any sign, and a shadow falls across him. But it's not from the statue, it's from the door. And that's where, Jason of Plios is.
Hell yeah, that's such a good image.
So instead of using this flash, you're like, I'm going to inhabit this statue of myself that was built to worship me. He's just there.
Yes, I do like him being on the same level in this scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so instead of this giant like statue like towering over him, possibly even symbolizing or a like the huge deficit in their disparity in their stature, they're like both standing as human beings on the floor.
Yeah.
It's a good fucking visual. Should we actually wrap it there? That's a good place to end it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes perfect sense.
It's a really good visual to end it on.
I've got this image of the shot, which is a long shot, like not a long shot, but like a medium shot. Head and feet in the shot.
That's still a wide shot.
Yeah, a wide shot, flat of like them almost profile looking at each other, and the statue of Hades is like off to the right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hercules is in the middle. On the left is Hades in human form. On the right is the statue of Hades towering over both of them.
So good. Tasty.
I love it.
Yummy.
Fan artists.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yeah. If I could draw, I'd draw it.
Yeah. I mean, I can draw.
Yeah,
maybe that'll be a Patreon reward. People to see some hot, cool
the concept art storyboards. Yeah.
Storyboard type stuff. I don't know if I'm going to board anything legit, but, like, concept art at least.
Totally.
Hell yeah.
Love it. All right. Well, thank you for listening to Follow the Leader. Do we have an outro document as well?
Yeah, you just do it from your heart. There's no real outro.
All right. Cool. Thank you for listening to Follow the Leader. You can find us on Twitter and Tumblr at FTLcast, and you can find us on Patreon at patreon.com/FTLcast. I have been Sam. You can find me on Twitter at SAKlo.
I'm Ben Roswell. You can find me on Twitter at Roswell Writes. And you can find Kubrick, a post-adaptation game, the game we've been playing, on my itch at roswellians.itch.io, along with other games I've written.
I've been Zachary Frederickson. You can find me on Twitter at ObfuscatingGod. And if you really want to, you can buy the soundtrack for Roll Dice and Cry that I composed with a couple guest songs from Harkin at rolldiceandcry.bandcamp.com. I'm thinking about setting up a new Bandcamp and writing some new music.
Hell yeah!
So if you want to buy my music, you can.
Hell yeah!
Do it. I'll figure out where to send you later.
And I'm Mab. You can find me on Twitter at Little Lady Mab, doing shenanigans, yelling about fictional characters.
live blogging books.
Oh, yeah.
And thank you again to Ben for joining us on our podcast and for writing this game.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure to have you on our show.
Hey, everyone, give us money so we can fund this movie.
Yeah, support our Patreon so that I can spend more time working on some, like, fun pitch art for this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're good. We're good at what we do. All right, everyone, let's clap.
Hi, it's Dora, and I just wanted to thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed us, please consider leaving a rating on iTunes, telling your friends about us, or tweeting about our show using the FTLcast hashtag. No, seriously, we crave the validation and it helps us out. Your support really means a lot. Thanks again!